Good morning, all of you. Shri T.K. Sengupta, former director of Offshore ONGC, as well as his director ENP, FIPI, Shri Anand Kumar, chairman NSES and former director R&D, Indian Oil Corporation, Shri S. Rath, member PNGRB, former director operations Oil India Limited, Shri Ashok Verma, former director ONGC, director Onshore, delegates, speakers, senior executives, exhibitors, media persons, ladies, gentlemen, my friends. Before I start the written down speech, let me share a few things to you. Today is a historic day in India, and we must thank Sri Anand Kumarji to make it happen that we are talking about operational excellence. And what we are talking about the operational excellence only in the industry. Whereas what I would like to suggest to you that every walk of life requires operational excellence. Be it a social, personal, professional, spiritual. We all have to strive to do excellence. And you will realize what has been told by 4 of my very senior colleagues sitting in front of you. Give you some small examples. Begin with Shri T.K. Sengupta ji. I was not supposed to come attend today's conference because I had some other commitments. Again, the excellence in communicating. He said, Moitra, whatever happens, yesterday I was having some engagements and I was very late night in Mumbai. He said, you flew by 6 o'clock flight and make sure that you take it. And the excellence was that this is his inspiration. So he inspired me to come all the way, even though it was very too tiring because day before yesterday also in the late night, I flew from Delhi to Mumbai. Now let me go to Rath Saab. What is operational excellence again? Rath Saab, I was really surprised to come to know when we finalized all the tenders of these 91 geographical areas, which he talked about so many years, we could only do 83 earlier. And I talked to Mr. D.K. Saraf, who is our ex-chairman. I just asked him, sir, कैसे हो गया इतने जल्दी ये सारे tenders कैसे finalize हुए? In government sector, tender finalization is extremely difficult. He said, Moitra, we had some good things in the government, not in public sector and other industries, that we have followed strictly the rules. And the first excellence what he did is that we will not extend the tender. We said nobody has a power to extend the tender. The tender happened in time. Whether anybody can participate or not, whatever pressure he brings that we want to bid, he did it. And we have seen the excellence that day on 22nd of this month when Prime Minister inaugurated for another 65 geographical area open for CGD bidding. So quickly, you just think of the way earlier 83 has been done, 91, then 65. And it was also a surprise to me, sir, when I saw about 61 locations being connected through video conferencing and all of get inaugurated. That's also a kind of operational excellence. Let us talk about Anand Kumarji. Well, Moitra, one day about 2 months back, he said, we have to get the operational excellence as a part of the industry first. And there is no conference held in India. In Canada, I have been participating and we have to make sure that we do it. Dear friends, it is my belief, ये मेरा मानना है, we can improve the GDP of this country. Crores of rupees is being invested in public and private investments because there is no excellence in doing the things. hundreds of roads, buildings, infrastructures, many things which we all do it. Regular bureaucratic jobs we do it. Every day we do the same thing, but we don't derive excellence of that. When we see others, a person who passes a bill, if he passes a bill while he joins for first 6 months, maybe 20 bills. What is operational excellence? After 2 years, we expect him to pass 200 bills. That doesn't mean he will go to the depth of the bill, but he will have a reflex inside him that he will only scan of the bills which generally does his mistakes, and the excellence is that. And then, of course, it will go to innovation in a later way. But operational excellence, we all have to do in all of our walks of life. Do we really plan every day what is to be done? What should be the preference of every hour which we invest? How much we should allocate for each job we should do it? The excellence starts from the morning. How excellently we get prepared before we go to the office. What Ratsa was telling, that every individual has to strive for that. And combinedly it can bring prosperity to this nation who has 140 crores of people. Every walk of life, I can tell you every walk. You go to any industry, social industries, you go to agriculture, you go to industries, you will have excellence. And I have realized, being asset manager, that every day I was telling that whatever learning you have yesterday, why don't you apply today? And ultimately it will bring the cost of per unit of production. Okay, let me start with my keynote address saying that operational excellence, what we talk about today, is not only, it covers only operation in the sense of industries, every walk of life. If we all can clear the things very faster. We have today mobiles, we have today social media, things are available at doorstep to everybody. But does this given efficiency, productivity? But it's so. The way we are looking, like Mr. Sengupta mentioned in one of the SP conference, when he saw the Google CEO speaking. Same thing in recent past, I was in Offshore Technology Conference. Of the way people are talking about the digital transformation, I don't know what will happen. Everybody talks for last 6-8 months, every sphere, wherever we have gone, we have seen that people are talking. What is this? These are nothing but bringing excellence. The way we do the job, the way we live, the way we behave, the way we conduct, everything has to be, and it will ultimately generate to a mature society. And that mature society will deliver very good to the mankind. That is what is the ultimate aim. So far as our oil and gas industry is concerned, what we see is that today, currently we are facing a crisis where that threatens most stable organizations because the oil price is going up and down. I do not know again what is the science. Maybe about 1 month back we were talking about that oil prices will go to $100. Suddenly today it has come down to $60. Just imagine the $60 coming down to $16. The whole country is today affected. The whole administration, government is today relieved of all those things. Many social sectors, how it has impacted. And whether you all know it or not, it is again the operational excellence in bureaucracy and political wings. It is India and China who could convince, who are having the trigger in their hand to make the oil prices high and have Iranian sanctioned trade wars. And ultimately you could see that oil prices falling. There is nothing, supply has not gone up in one day, 100 million barrels. Definitely it has taken some time. People were knowing 1 month back. But it's because I am aware of the kind of political dialogue that has gone within three major countries, four rather, three, India, China, and US, and the prices, at least for time being, it is stabilized. Operational excellence, and there is another word when we talk about operational excellence, it doesn't end there only. Let's talk about operational innovations. These are the two very distinct ways in which organizations are looking to change their operational platform. As described by clarity by Harvard Business Review, operational innovations should not be confused with operational improvement or operational excellence. Operational excellence or improvement refers to achieving the high performance via the existing models of operation, ensuring that work is done as it should be to reduce the errors, costs, delays, but without fundamentally changing how that work gets accomplished. Operational excellence often focus on automating existing efficient processes. In every walk of life, when we talk about, I think in every walk of life, this is required. So far as oil and gas industry has experienced numerous booms and bust cycles, rarely reacting in a steady phase way, either highs or lows. In the period of prosperity, organizations spend big money for new assets, hire many employees, push for growth, often at the expense of current assets. Oil and gas industry is such an industry where, because of the oil prices goes up and down, it's not like all other conventional industries where input and output is input-output based. And just to sustain those industry, we have to immediately react to that. And the last oil prices have fallen is again a cause of operational excellence. After 9/11, US thought that the dominance of oil and gas sector should be a little bit shifted from Middle East to the other part of the world as a strategic objective of the government. They started working from 2001 onwards. Let's work on the shale oil and gas. Got an excellence by 2010-11, and they started dominating. The US oil production went up. First time in all these cycles which happened after 1967 onwards, 6-7 cycles when the oil prices came down and again came up. Many of them were geopoliticals, but this was a clear supply-demand gap of 1.8 million barrels in 2014. Precisely about 94, 5.4 was the supply, and the demand was about 93.8, about 1.8 million barrels. This is achieved because of operational excellence in oil industry. But that is not the challenge. The supply cost, the prices to fall, which ultimately impacted the people who has made this prices fall by making the production high. There's a shale oil and gas. Now it was a challenge for shale oil and gas producers to see that they are able to produce and sustain the price level, because the price of producing shale oil and gas, shale oil rather, was about $65 per barrel. The oil prices fell till $30 January 2016. You all will be surprised. These people started working on operational excellence. They started revisiting the entire operations, entire $65 each penny. How it can be said? $65 is the cost. What are the components of these costs? What are controllable, what is not controllable, how do we do it? And they started working on very deeply. They changed the entire way they produce oil, the entire way in oil, E&P parlance, we say exploration, and then drilling, completions, hydrofracturing. These are the three things. And the horizontal drilling and hydrofracturing, these are the two aspects. they change entirely. They start doing like a factory. They have wells, and they, like factory continuously produces one by one well, and the same way they started. Factory drilling they started. Then again, most of the resources, what is required, they derive of operational excellence, and they brought down the price to $45. Slowly the oil prices picked up in the last 1.5 years. It crossed $45. And again, it went to $80 by the time they again made some money, and they again produced, and today again the oil price has fallen, and one of the causes is that oversupply today. Operational excellence is not a new concept, but current conditions create a unique opportunity for the industry to realize its full potential. Operational excellence is an element of organizational leadership that stresses how a variety of principles, systems, tools. That is what I was telling. Let's think in everyday activity. Whatever individual does is, starting from the lowest level, the operators at the field until the CEO level, he need to think of. I am always telling my senior colleagues, please don't do anything which can be done by others. Only do what is you can do it. And whatever you do it, how you improve, every day you see it. And every day's learning has to be applied, and it should be, again, shared with all the people. And we have seen in our operations that we are able to do it. Many failures. Very soon the machine learning will come. Very soon we will see that the wells are drilled. So we will have data analytics, and we will have all subsurface data available to us. And when we drill it, the drill bit will also be getting the input from the all seismic data, and how they have to drill it. The mud weight will itself will be adjusted. One day will come. The way the machine learning is going up. You don't have to do anything. It itself will say, no, no, you have deviated here, wait. So those things, what we have seen other places, it is nothing but the further excellence that will come. While doing these things, there are some external economic factors that are putting pressure on industry to be more efficient and cost effective without giving any ground. That is, again, one of the points industry has to think is the health environment and safety and quality. You all are aware of that. These are very four dangerous things. We may have a prosperity, you don't have a good weather. Maybe we can't live Delhi after 10 years, if it is so. In the morning hours, we were coming from Bombay, Delhi. I realized the kind of pollution. So if we don't respect while doing these excellence, what is that excellence also shall not only come at the cost of all these four things. You can only be do operational excellence if you are healthy, if you are safer, whatever you do it environmentally you can sustain, and lastly whatever do is quality, which brings life cycle value, whatever you do it. Finally, what may be the most important factor in creating this sustained change is to rise from younger workers committed to serving a broader purpose through work beyond simple economics and put their impact on organizational culture. It is the purpose that will drive true transformation and bring stability and carry sustained benefit of operational excellence through the total life cycle of the industry. Based on experience, I have seen that operational excellence and operational innovation always takes two different approaches. For example, operational innovation delivers the organizational strategy through operational solutions, whereas operational excellence only provides the operational strategy, not the organizational strategy. If you go further for operational innovation, uses agile-based methodology to deliver frequent, targeted, value-added, innovative solutions through continuous iteration improvements, which helps an organization for continuously improve upon the operational strategy. To meet this approach in operational innovation, there is a continuous improvement is required without a clear end date. It is therefore not strange that many global organizations are looking to recruit operational innovation specialists to transition for their people, organization strategy, and form operational excellence to operational innovation. Before concluding, I request all of you to give a little thought on this and be very honest to your own perception that how we do this. Identify the cultural gaps that are impacting your company's safety, quality, reliability, and profitability at each and every level. And please forget that seasoned mind what you have got, that I am a low-level officer or I am high-level officer, nothing. Every individual has extreme capability. You have to harness that capability. Generally, we don't do it. We only think what has been told, what has been seen, what has been practiced, what has been rather in history he has read it. We have to think beyond that. Balance cost, performance, and risk to maximize the value of your facilities assets. Very much required. In our industry, it is very right that today oil industry is about 50, 60 years. Most of our assets are today very old. And the concern of all of us is very highly to see that we have asset integrity, which we will be talking later on as a part of again operational excellence, because if you don't have good integrity of your assets, every likelihood excellence will not come up. We have to optimize maintenance and reliability to develop world-class and most competitive operations. This is again very much a knowledge has to be percolated down. All the machines, all the equipments, whatever we use in our plants, let everybody knows it. Fortunately, with the skill development campaign, we could see this is happening, but it is more to happen. At what we have seen many years back in other countries, that people are trained from very beginning what to do it. A carpenter is trained how to do the best carpentry. A plumber will be trained. A turbine mechanic who is to be there, he will be trained on old turbines how to do it. In most of other countries, normally the skill development happens before they are inducted to industry for doing something, because in learning curve they achieve some level of competence before they are inducted, and it is likely to give better productivity to the individual company. Reduce complexity and variability with clearly defined standards and accountability. That is also in, there's been again a colonial mind setup we have got, that we make things too complex, every walk of life. This is to be seen that how do we do everything very simply. And anything which is told simply, it will be understood by all of us. If you talk something too complex, it will not be, and probably you will not be able to convince all of you, and you cannot take all of them on board. It is very essential for all of us that while we achieve the excellence, that all of us not make things very clear, it should be very simple. And again, this is only possible that if we have that HSEQ to be one of the main driver of all this achievement. Improve your management system to better identify and eliminate a source of risk and value loss in your operation. This is again to be understood that of late company loss is every day in a board meeting we started talking more on the risk in the business. And all these risks are basically, the risk, many of them is known, many of them we see it happening other places. But you all have seen, and every day I see so many NPAs happening. I was in Mumbai yesterday, somebody was talking, one company, they have 20,000 crores of NPA and is going to be, if it is we accumulate all of that, why it is so happened somewhere? Because there was not a good excellence available while these loans were offered to all prospective industrialists rather. And lastly, leverage, again, what I say is Industry 4, the digital transformation that is happening, it should be part of the campaign. And please see that every one of us must see that how it is again excellence. Big data, data analytics, augmented realities, machine learning, robotics. These are likely to be part of ours. And every day its influence is going. And we need to see that in everybody, all of us sitting here. Please promote this. It will bring excellence in the operations of everybody's, whatever they do it. The end result is that we have to invest less to produce something for any unit production or unit output or unit services. We have to bring the cost down so that it is available to everybody. Everybody. It is available to anybody, and we have inclusive growth. Let the prosperity be inclusive. Let everybody gets the same thing. And that will make a matured economy, that will make a matured country, that will make a mature democracy rather. And lastly is to have experience and cross-skills hands on enterprise transformation specialists to deliver that. We need to have some people who will promote this operational excellence within the organization. Because we need some flag bearers who will make sure that all of us give time and they remind us every day that this is required. And it's a part of essential part of the industry. I hope one day conference and first of its kind in India shall help organizations to have a relook in their internal policies and operational aspects, and thus shall help in improving their operational efficiency. I also believe that operational excellence through operational innovation will help all of us to improve our bottom line. With this, I thank you very much for your patient listening, and I hope that the conference proceedings in the next 5 sessions will bring more knowledge to all of us about operational excellence, and we all will see that we talk to all our colleagues who has not able to make it, and we propagate that and see that industry progresses, and we all see that the country progresses. Thank you with this.